think that's really one of the best questions you can probably ask connected to this film, because that is the tension in the film, and actually it's a tension in our country today, certainly in relation to issues of terrorism and security, is what freedoms are we willing to sacrifice to feel safe? And I don't know how to answer that question specifically, except to say that we really constantly have to engage with it. And both Jessica and I and one of the directors on the film were actually in New York on September 11th, and a lot of the journalism that we've done sort of since then has really related back to a lot of issues connected to the war on terror, and certainly where that intersects with immigration and a lot of U.S. policy abroad. And I think for me, it's just about constantly interrogating that question. You know, of course we need to feel secure, and of course that's a priority. But we constantly need to engage and interrogate what we're giving up, what's the trade-off, how to do that in a way that doesn't sacrifice the freedoms and liberties that are so important to us and are such a huge part of our identity.
It's easy, I imagine, to see a lot of the negatives in it. Have you taken away any positives? Are you hopeful for going forward?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say so. I mean, I think just what Sarah was just saying, that when we first finished the film, immigration wasn't as big of a conversation as it is now. So the fact that we're talking about it and talking about our immigration system, a little bit about our immigration detention system, that feels hopeful. I think talking about it, thinking about the way that it works and doesn't work are good things.
As journalists and filmmakers, that's what I feel like I can add out there in the world, is to encourage the conversation. I do not know how to solve some of these complicated issues of immigration detention and security versus freedom, and certainly not the terrorist threats, but I can figure out ways, or I try to figure out ways to engage people in conversations about it. I think for many years, especially after 9/11, a lot of those issues were sort of playing out in dark corners, and the general population wasn't necessarily engaging with them. And I'm very hopeful to see that changing. And I hope that this film does a little bit to encourage that conversation, and I hope we can continue to do work that does.